Hi, I'm Terry Koleth, and I'm welcoming back Dr. Thomas Chmielewski, and he is a musicologist, associate professor of musicology at the Bauer School of FGCU. And he has taught some very popular classes with us, and he's back for the summer. We're going to start with the origins of the classical symphony. Thanks for joining me, Tom.
Thank you.
It's always exciting to watch you talk about music, because you just bring it alive, and you're alive with it. It's wonderful.
I love it. I love teaching. I love reaching out with this stuff.
And it shows through, especially these beginning classes. I mean, you've taught us about color and music, but these origin classes are so wonderful at our ages, because we know what all this is about, but we don't necessarily know what you're telling us about it. Like, I was shocked that Haydn, Mozart, and Beethoven did not write the first symphonies. That's shocking to me. Tell us about that.
Well, I think most people, like yourself, believe that Haydn, who was actually known as the father of the symphony, wrote the first symphonies. But in fact, there were many composers who wrote the symphonies before Haydn, as early as 1720. Haydn was writing a little bit later than that. And of course, Haydn and Mozart and Beethoven had to learn to write the symphonies. And where did they learn from? Other composers who were writing these works before them. Haydn, Mozart, and Beethoven mastered the symphonies.
Which makes a big difference.
Makes a big difference.
And brings it down to us today.
That's right.
Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, so classical music. We talked about a book that we've both read. Does classical music still matter? Tell us why it still matters. You teach college students, and you teach senior citizens. And we're delighted.
Well, I think because classical music makes us think. Classical music, not all classical music was intended to be entertaining. Particularly the music of Beethoven. Beethoven makes us think about things that I think are somewhat profound, and I think he intended that. I think it's important to study these things that make us think, and that's one of the challenges we face as music professors, because college students find thinking somewhat cumbersome.
And good reason.
And good reason, right? They've got people to text.
Yeah.
They've got
things to do.
They've got things to do except be in college. And of course, us folks, right, they want to be engaged. And there is a level of engagement here that is so fun to talk about and get people thinking about, and people respond to it once they can see that, wow, Beethoven was really trying to say something with this music. And I don't know if popular music, not all popular music, does that.
And if it does, it doesn't often do it without words.
That's correct.
And that's right. So important, isn't it?
Yes.
Because we do have inclination and time to think when we're listening to classical music.
That's right.
Although it's stirring to the soul.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And so it gets us on a lot of levels.
On many levels.
Many levels.
And even these early symphonies do the same thing, but we don't talk about them because the masterpieces are Haydn, Mozart, and Beethoven symphonies.
Are we going to talk about some before Haydn?
We will talk about the symphonies before Haydn and Mozart and Beethoven, those that actually were the teachers, if you will, names that perhaps no one will have heard of, but certainly will see the influence.
And will we hear a little bit?
Oh, absolutely.
I love that. I love that.
Absolutely.
Do you remember when you were first interested in classical music?
Probably wasn't until college. I was pre-med in college, and I remember sitting in my sophomore music appreciation class, and a professor played a piece by Bach, and that was it. Cantata number 80, Eine Feste Burg, and after that,
changed gears.
Changed my life. Yep, that one piece by Bach changed my life.
That
true
is
story.
Fascinating.
Yes, and I can't stop. I'm doing all these lectures, and it's just been fantastic.
It became a passion.
It became a passion.
Fabulous.
It's a great life.
It is a great life, and I hope you will join us for some passionate look at the classical symphonies. It's a lot of fun with Professor Chmielewski.